for you.
Yeah, Sports Director Joe Zone tackling what it means for the future of the program, and your reporter Dylan Fearon has reaction from the fans.
Yeah, let's start right now with Joe about how this really came about real quick. Right, Joe?
It has to be fast. Jim Mora is gone. He and his wife, Kathy, packing up and heading to Colorado next week. Colorado State will introduce him Monday at a press conference at the school. What needs to happen here is a press conference in stores ASAP, introducing UConn's new head coach, whoever that is. Mora leaves to take the Colorado State job, which will be a member of the new Pac-12. So being in the conference has a lot of advantages, like automatic bowl connections. There's a lot more TV money. These are advantages UConn doesn't have as an independent. The salary for Mora, probably about the same, $2.1 million a year. UConn did extend him after last season through 2028, and he does have to pay $1.5 million because he's leaving early. Colorado State most likely picks up that buyout. Mora has West Coast connections. He lived in Colorado for a while. He's coached there. His family is from the West Coast. He was at UCLA. He has great connections, which will undoubtedly help with recruiting from there. Offensive coordinator Gordon Samus will be the interim, while athletic director David Benedict looks for a new coach. Samus, with his high-powered offense, should be at the top of the replacement list. I will say this, trust the process. Benedict hired Dan Hurley, not so bad. Hired Jim Mora, not so bad. We're also hearing from the fans today. They're disappointed but thankful for the last 4 years. Your reporter Dylan Fearon is letting fans vent. He's live on campus for us. Dylan, what'd they...
Well, Joe, it is definitely a gut punch for the fans, and that's because of all the recent success. We mentioned back-to-back 9-win seasons for UConn football. Before Jim Mora showed up to stores, UConn football hadn't won 9 games in a season since 2007. He won 20 of his final 27 games for UConn football in 12 out of his last 13 home games. So the fans are very disappointed because it just felt like there was something really special building here. So they're disappointed, but at the same time, extremely thankful for the last 4 years. It also felt the fans knew this was coming at some point because success leads to recognition, which leads to attractive job offers. But even if you're prepared to be disappointed, it can still hurt. And even though Jim Mora is leaving UConn in a much better place than when he arrived in stores, fans are wondering what the future holds. Who will be the next head coach, and will that coach be able to attract talented transfers and freshmen?
It's very disappointing. You know, he's a legendary coach, did a great job with our team here, had a great winning record the last couple of years. I mean, this year especially, they had 3 losses, but they were all overtime losses. You know, ball had bounced a different way, you know, could have been undefeated this year.
I mean, it's expected for a guy of his caliber, I suppose, but sort of disappointing, I'd imagine. You kind of hope a guy like that stick around. He's had some success here, so it'd be cool to see him stay, but it's kind of the way head coaching works, I suppose.
Now, Joe, we also spoke to UConn men's basketball coach Dan Hurley about this. He's also disappointed, but thanked Jim Mora for the last 4 years. Dan Hurley knows a thing or two about how this coaching carousel process works. Don't forget, 2 summers ago, after the men's basketball team won back-to-back championships, Dan Hurley was linked to the Lakers. We'll get his reaction on all of this coming up at 6 o'clock tonight. Brian, Mark, we will send it back to you.
All right.